Perfect casting is one of the reasons why the Harry Potter series has become a global phenomenon. So why don't we talk about those brilliant matches? From Tom Felton channeling his character before even landing the part.
The director saw straight through me,
to Ralph Fiennes improvising on the set and the Phelps twins pulling pranks on others.
I solemnly swear that I am up to no good.
Let the magic begin. Tom Felton as Draco Malfoy. The actor managed to show his character from so many different sides. A spoiled, arrogant kid who thinks that his family is the right kind. A coward whose father will hear about this. And a tortured young man dealing with his inner struggle.
Don't you understand? I have to do this.
Tom was perfect in all senses. But you know what? Although the real-life personality of this kind and funny guy couldn't be more different from his character, he actually shared at least one trait with Draco, his sly nature. Did you know Tom didn't read the books before being cast? So during his audition, he was perplexed by the question about his favorite part in the series. Yet he found the way out.
The guy next to me said something about Gringotts and goblins. I was just like, yeah, those Gringotts sound awesome. Yeah. And
That's exactly what Draco would do. Now let's talk about another Slytherin. Helena Bonham Carter as Bellatrix Lestrange. Although it's hard to imagine anyone else in this role, it could have easily happened. Initially, the part was offered to the late Helen McCrory. But since she got pregnant, the actress declined it. She later portrayed Narcissa Malfoy, and we got the perfect Bellatrix, played by Helena Bonham Carter.
Betty? Baby. What?
Don't know about you, but the way she looked is exactly the same as we imagined her while reading the books. Those crazy eyes, this hair, this outfit. Not only did the actress go completely insane with her role, but she also improvised quite a lot.
I'm definitely milking every moment I have. I've probably got about 4 lines. I keep on trying to give myself more lines.
What's more, Helena was talented enough to portray Hermione, who drank the polyjuice potion to become Bellatrix.
I don't like to be kept waiting.
Truly, it's one of the most impressive and tense scenes in the whole series. And what about the main baddie in the franchise? Ralph Fiennes as Voldemort. You might argue that the Dark Lord didn't look exactly as described in the books, because he didn't have red eyes with his pupils being like a snake's slits. Sure, this appearance would have made him even more terrifying. But other than that, Fiennes was excellent as Voldemort. His ice-cold delivery was spot on. As the actor exchanged whispered threats and wailed outbursts, he was absolutely intimidating. Plus, Fiennes improvised some of the moments and added quite a few things.
Snake-like elements to his movement. Silky, smooth, silent.
He even came up with the way Voldemort held his wand.
It has a hook on it, so it can hook. I can hold my hand like that.
However, although the Dark Lord was the main villain in the series, someone else terrified us even more, and the actress to play her was also impeccably cast. Imelda Staunton as Dolores Umbridge. But you know what? It's not the case when you should tell the actress that she was born for the role.
In the book, of course, she's described as very ugly and toad-like, and I love people say, "Oh, you'd be great for that part." Thanks very much.
Yeah, it's not something flattering when it comes to Umbridge, but we've got to give it to Imelda because she managed to completely transform into her character, spectacularly evil with her dictator-like attitudes and this little high-pitched giggle. The actress managed to bring to life all the worst parts of Umbridge, and it made her one of the most hated characters in the series, which is huge actually because Dolores was introduced after Voldemort's return. But enough about the bad guys. Let's talk about the universally loved characters. Maggie Smith as Minerva McGonagall. The actress managed to reflect the Transfiguration Professor's wisdom and grace. It even seems that if it weren't for her portrayal, McGonagall could have fallen flat as a strict and boring teacher. And do you know why Dame Maggie Smith was so successful? That's because she was McGonagall at heart. Have you heard how she communicated with one of her young fans?
One kid once said to me, he said, were you really a cat?
The question was pretty silly, so the actress channeled her inner Minerva to answer it.
Say, just pull yourself together. How could I have been?
What can we say? The kid probably still remembers this conversation. And we're moving on to another Hogwarts professor. Alan Rickman as Severus Snape. Not many actors would be able to pull off such a complex character, but Rickman nailed it. Pretty much the only thing about the actor that wasn't right was his age. Snape had to be much younger, after all. However, this small detail will never stop us from loving and admiring Rickman's portrayal. Like the potions professor did in the books, the actor always had us guessing whether Snape was good or bad. For a large part, it was because Rowling shared a bit of Snape's backstory with Alan right at the beginning. And he was patient enough to keep the secret to himself till the very end. Rickman never shared anything, not even with the movie directors.
Chris would literally say to him, "Why are you doing that like that?" He said, "I'll tell you later."
Such an amazing level of dedication. And what about the next actor? Robbie Coltrane as Rubeus Hagrid. Did you know that even for J.K. Rowling, he was the first and pretty much only choice? The late Robbie Coltrane portrayed the role of the gentle giant with just the right amount of warmth and care. The actor also managed to show every side of Hagrid's personality, as a friend, fighter for good, father figure. And of course, the animal lover with no self-preservation skills.
Ooh, well, he'll have to be trained up a bit, of course.
For sure, Coltrane checked every box and proved that Rowling was absolutely right in her choice. Years later, when the Harry Potter actors gathered for a reunion, the actor shared that he still held Hagrid close to his heart. And he knew something very important about his character.
You could be watching it in 50 years' time. Easy. I'll not be here, sadly, but Hagrid will.
That is such a deep statement. And here's another actress who was also the first and only choice for her role. Evanna Lynch as Luna Lovegood. Before getting the part, she was pen pals with J.K. Rowling for a while. The writer admitted that when she was writing the character of Luna, she had Evanna in mind. But even despite that, Lynch had to audition for the role. She managed to convince everyone else that she was perfect and beat thousands of other candidates. Here's how the series producer, David Heyman, described their choice. The others could play Luna. Evanna Lynch is Luna. It's impossible to argue with that. The actress repeatedly shared that she identified with her character's eccentric traits.
You're just as sane as I am.
So it's not surprising that her portrayal was so on point. Everything from her voice to her manner of walking and to the dance she improvised in the Deathly Hallows, it was all ideal, right? And here's another pair of actors who are pretty similar to their characters in real life. James and Oliver Phelps as Fred and George Weasley. Just like in the series, the twin brothers are very close IRL. So playing the two main mischief makers wasn't hard for them, especially since they were officially allowed to pull pranks on the set as well. That's right, Oliver admitted once that they were given free rein. "We could just claim we were method actors and we need to be able to express ourselves," he said. Well, that's a nice excuse. For example, they pranked Rupert Grint before the Yule Ball in the Goblet of Fire. They told him there would be a huge dance scene with everyone involved. "We were like, do you know your steps? You know, right? You know, the routine?" the twins shared. As a teenager who never danced, Rupert was terrified when he heard it.
"I think it's brilliant."
But it didn't take him long to realize that the twins were pulling his leg. And if we're speaking of the perfectly cast Harry Potter actors, we can never skip the main trio. We know what you probably want to say. Emma Watson didn't have Hermione's bushy hair and bulky teeth. And Daniel Radcliffe didn't have Lily's green eyes, which were so important in the story.
You have your mother's eyes.
But let's face it, despite those details, we all enjoyed the performances of all three main actors. No one can argue that they were great for their roles. Daniel brought Harry's steadfast determination and quick wit to the big screen. Emma flawlessly reflected Hermione's intelligence and loyalty. And Rupert, well, he was just perfect in every way.
Bloody hell!
It's impossible to imagine someone else in their place now. And don't even get us started on the amazing chemistry they shared. We've yet to see if the upcoming HBO's Harry Potter series will do as well at casting. What do you expect from it? And what other actors do you think were perfectly cast? Share in the comments below. And for more Harry Potter nostalgia, watch our other videos about the franchise.